Hello, welcome to Dracula in Russian Lesson 39. If you have not listened to Lesson 38, please click on it now. If you are new to the channel, please click on Lesson 1.
Vidit, drug Jonathan, we have got nash dear Madam Mina, as of stari nazat to nas today. Then turning to her, he skazal cheerfully, and što am I do for you? For at this hour you do not want me for nothings. This is a reminder. Remember, she translates to Anna. I want you to hypnotize me, Anna skazal. Do it do the dawn, for I feel that then I может speak and speak freely. Be quick, for the vreme is short. Without a word, he motioned her to sit vierch in bed. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Emu. This is a reminder. Remember she translates to Anna. In the next paragraph, we are introducing a new word. The word on translates to na. Looking fixedly at her, he commenced to deal it passes in front of her, from over the top of her head downward with each hand in turn. Mina gazed at Emu fixedly for a few minutes. During Katori, my own heart beat like a trip hammer, for I felt that some crisis was at hand. Gradually her glaza closed, and Anna sat stock still. Tolka by the gentle heaving of her bosom could Adin znat that Anna was alive. The professor's delal a few bolea passes and then stopped, and I could vidit that his forehead was covered with veliki beads of perspiration. Mina opened her glaza, but Anna did not seem the same woman. Tam was a faraway smatret in her glaza, and her voice had a sad dreaminess, Katori was new to me. Raising his hand to impose silence, the professor motioned to me to bring the others in. Ani came the tiptoe, closing the dvied behind ich, and stood at the foot of the bed, looking na. Mina appeared not to vidit ich. The stillness was broken by Van Helsing's voice, speaking in a low-level tone. Katori would not break the current of her thoughts. Where are you? The answer came in a neutral way. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. I do net znat. Spot has no place it может call its own. For several minutes, tam was silence. Mina sat rigid, and the professor stood staring at her fixedly. The rest of nas hardly dared to breathe. The komnata was growing lighter. Without taking his glaza from Mina's litzo, Dr. Van Helsing motioned me to pull vierch the blind. I did so, and the Dane seemed jnas vierch on us. A red streak shot up, and a rosy light seemed to diffuse itself through the komnata. Now the instant the professor spoke again. Where are you now? The answer came dreamily, but with intention. It were as though Anna were interpreting something. I have heard her use the same tone когда reading her shorthand notes. I do not znat. It is all strange to me. What do you see? I может vidit nothing. It is all dark. What do you hear? I could detect the strain in the professor's patient voice. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. The lapping of water. It is gurgling by, and malinki waves leap. I может hear ich na the outside. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. Then you are na a ship. We all looked at each other, trying to glean something each from the other. We were afraid to doom it. The answer came quick. Oh, yes. What else do you hear? The sound of men stamping overhead as Ani run. Tam is the creaking of a chain, and the loud tinkle as the check of the capstan falls the rocher. What are you doing? I am still, oh, so still. It is like death. The voice faded away of a deep breath as of Adin sleeping, and the open glaza closed snova. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. By this vreme the sun had risen, and we were all in the full light of Dane. Dr. Van Helsing placed his hands on Mina's shoulders and laid her head vnies softly on her pillow. Anna lay like a sleeping child for a few moments, and then, with a long sigh, awoke and stared in wonder to vidit nas all around her. Have I been talking in my sleep? Was all Anna skazal. Anna seemed, however, to znat the situation without telling, though Anna was eager to znat što Anna had told. The professor repeated the conversation, and Anna said, Then Tom is not a moment to lose. It may not be yet too late. Mr. Morris and Lord Godalming started for the dvied, but the professor's calm voice called ich back. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Yamu. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. Stay, my friends. That ship, wherever it was weighing anchor whilst Anna spoke. Tam are many ships weighing anchor at the moment in Tvoi Soviliki port of London. Katori of ich is it that you seek? God be thanked that we have adinras snova a clue, though whither it may lead nas, we znat not. We have been blind somewhat, blind posly the manner of men, Since, когда we может смотреть назад, we видеть, что we might have seen looking forward, если we had been able to видеть, что we might have seen. Alas, but that sentence is a puddle, is it not? We может знать сейчас, что was in the Count's mind, когда he sees that money, though Jonathan's so fierce knife put him in the danger that even he dread. He meant escape. Hear me, escape. He видел that with but a Dean earthbox left, and a pack of men following like dogs после a fox, this London was niet place for Yamu. He have take his last earthbox and aboard a ship, and he leave the land. He doom it to escape, but niet, we follow Yamu. Tally ho! As Drug Arthur would say, когда he put na his red frock. Nash stary fox is wily, oh, so wily, and we dolgen follow with wile. I, too, am wily, and I doom it his mind in a malinki while. In meantime we may rest and in peace, for tam are waters between nas, Katori he do not want to pass, and Katori he could not, yesly he would, unless the ship were to touch the land, and then tolka at full ile slack tide. Vidit, and the sun is just rose, and all deign to sunset is to nas. Let nas take bath and dress and have breakfast, Katori we all need, and Katori we может eat comfortably, since he be not in the same land with us. Mina looked at Yamu appealingly as Anna asked, "This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Yamu. But why need we seek Yamu further, когда he has gone away from us?" He взял her hand and patted it as he replied, "Ask me nothings as yet. Когда we have breakfast, then I answer all questions." He would say нет более, and we separated to dress. После breakfast, Mina repeated her question. He looked at her gravely for a minute and then сказал sorrowfully, "This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Yamu. Because, my dear, dear Madam Mina, сейчас более than ever должен we find Yamu, even yesly we have to follow Yamu to the jaws of hell." Anna grew paler as Anna asked faintly, "Why?" "Because," he answered solemnly, "he может live for centuries, and you are but mortal woman. Время is сейчас to be dreaded, since один раз he put that mark upon tvoj throat." I was just in время to catch her as Anna fell forward in a faint. Chapter 14. Dr. Seward's phonograph diary spoken by Van Helsing. This to Jonathan Harker. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Yamu. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to Na. You are to stay with tvoj dear Madam Mina. We shall eat tea to deal nash search, if I может call it so, for it is not search but knowing, and we seek confirmation tolka. But do you stay and take care of her today. This is tvoj best and most holiest office. This day nothing может find Yamu's days. Let me tell you that so you will znать, что we four znать already, for I have tell ich. He, nash enemy, have gone away. He have gone nazad to his castle in Transylvania. I znать it so well as yesli a veliki hand of fire wrote it na the wall. He have prepare for this in some sposob, and that last earth box was ready to ship somewheres. For this he vzal the money. For this he hurry at the last, lest we catch Yamu do the sun itiv nis. It was his last hope, save that he might hide in the tomb that he doomed biedny Miss Lucy, being as he thought like Yamu, keep open to Yamu. But Tom was not of vrema. Когда that fail, he deal it straight for his last resource, his last earthwork. I might say, did I wish double entente. He is clever, oh, so clever. He's not that his game's days was finish, and so he decide he iti nazad home. He find ship going by the route he came, and he iti in it. We iti off сейчас to find что ship and whither bound. Когда we have discovered that, we приходить nazad and tell you all. Then we will comfort you and bedni dear Madam Mina with new hope. For it will be hope когда you doomet it over, that all is not lost. This ochin creature that we pursue, he take hundreds of years to get so far as London. And yet in Adin Dane, когда we znать of the disposal of Yamu, we drive Yamu ease. He is finite, though he is powerful to do much harm and suffers not as we do. But we are strong, each in nash purpose, and we are all bolea strong together. Take heart afresh, dear husband of Madam Mina. This battle is but begun, and in the end we shall win, so sure as that God sits na high to watch over his children. Therefore be of much comfort till we return. Van Helsing, Jonathan Harker's Journal, 4th of October. When I read to Mina Van Helsing's message in the phonograph, the bedny girl brightened Virch considerably. Already the certainty that the Count is ease of the country has given her comfort, and comfort is strength to her. For my own part, сейчас that his horrible danger is not лицо to лицо with nas, it seems almost impossible to believe in it. Even my own terrible experiences in Castle Dracula seem like a long-forgotten dream. Здесь in the crisp autumn air in the bright sunlight. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. Alas, как может I disbelieve? In the midst of my thought, my eye fell na the red scar na my bedny darling's white forehead. Whilst that lasts, tam может be niet disbelief. And afterwards, the watching memory of it will keep faith crystal clear. Mina and I fear to be idle, so we have been over all the diaries snova and snova. Somehow, although the reality seems greater each vreme, the pain and the fear seem less. Tam is something of a guiding purpose manifest throughout, который is comforting. Mina says that perhaps we are the instruments of ultimate haroshi. It may be. I shall try to думать as Anna does. We have never spoken to each other yet of the future. It is better to wait till we vidit the professor and the others после их investigations. The Dane is running by bolее quickly than I ever thought a Dane could run for me snova. It is сейчас 3 o'clock. Mina Harker's journal, 5 October, 5 p.m. Our meeting for report. Present, Professor Van Helsing, Lord Godalming, Dr. Seward, Mr. Quincy Morris, Jonathan Harker, Mina Harker. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. Dr. Van Helsing describes sto steps were taken during the Dane to discover na sto boat and whither bound, Count Dracula's Dill, his escape. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to yamu. In the next paragraph, we are introducing a new word. The word but translates to no. As I knew that he wanted to get Nazat to Transylvania, I felt sure that he dolzheniti by the Danube mouth, ili by somewhere in the Black Sea, since by that sposopi prichadit. It was a dreary blank that was Danas. Omni ignotum pro magnifico, and so with heavy hearts we start to find sto ships leave for the Black Sea last noche. He was in sailing ship, since Madam Mina tell of sails being set. These not so important as to et in tvoi list of the shipping in the Times, and so we et by suggestion of Lord Godalming to tvoi Lloyd's, где are note of all ships that sail, however so small. Tam we find that tolka один Black Sea-bound ship et is with the tide. Anna is the Tsarina Catherine, and Anna sail from Doolittle's wharf for Varna, and thence na to other parts and Virch the Danube. So, skazal I, this is the ship whereon is the Count, so off we et to Doolittle's wharf. And tam we find a mushima in an office of wood so small that the mushima smatrade bigger than the office. From Yamu we inquire of the goings of the Tsarina Catherine. He swear much, and he read litso and loud of voice, no he haroshi fellow all the same. And kagda Quincy give Yamu something from his pocket, katori crackle as he roll it virch, and put it in a so small bag katori he have hid deep in his clothing. He still better fellow and humble servant to nas. He prichadit with nas, and ask many men, kto are rough and hot. These be better fellows too, kagda ani have been yet bolea thirsty. Ani say much of blood and bloom, and of others katori I comprehend not, though I guess shto ani mean. No nevertheless, ani tell nas all things katori we want to znat. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to yamu. This is a reminder. Remember but translates to no. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. They deal it known to nas among ich, kak last afternoon at 5 o'clock comes a mushima so hurry. A tall mushima, thin and pale, with high nose and teeth so white, and glaza that seem to be burning, that he be all in black, except that he have a hat of straw katori suit not yamu ili the vreme, that he scatter his money in making quick inquiry as to sto ship sails for the Black Sea and for gde. Some vzal yamu to the office and then to the ship, gde he will not et aboard, no halt at shore end of gangplank, and ask that the captain prichadit to yamu. The captain prichadit, kagda told that he will be pay well, and though he swear much at the first, he agree to term. Then the thin mushima iti and some adin tell yamu gde horse and cart может be hired. He iti tam, and soon he prichadit snova, himself driving cart na katori a veliki box. This he himself lift vniz, though it takes several to put it in a truck for the ship. He give much talk to captain as to kak and gde his box is to be placed. No the captain like it not, and swear at yamu in many tongues, and tell yamu that yesli he like he может prichadit and vidit gde it shall be. No he say no, that he prichadit not yet, for that he have much to do. Whereupon the captain tell yamu that he had better be quick, with blood, for that his ship will leave the place of blood, before the turn of the tide, with blood. Then the thin Mushima smile and say that of course he должен идти, когда he думать fit. No, he will be surprised, если he идти quite so soon. The captain swears snova, polyglot, and the thin Mushima делать ему bow, and thank ему, and say that he will so far intrude in his kindness as to приходить aboard do the sailing. Final the captain, bolea red than ever, and in bolea tongues tell ему that he doesn't want niet Frenchmen, with bloom upon ich, and also with blood in his ship, with blood na her also. And so, posely asking где там might be close at hand a ship, где he might purchase ship forms, he departed. This is a reminder, remember but translates to no. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to yamu. No adin nu где he shol or bloomin well cared as ani skazal, for ani had something else to dumit of, well with blood snova. For it soon became apparent to all that the Tsarina Catherine would not sail as was expected. A thin mist began to creep vierch from the river, and it grew and grew, till soon a dense fog enveloped the ship and all around her. The captain swore polyglot, very polyglot, polyglot with bloom and blood. No, he could do nothing. The water rose and rose, and he began to fear that he would lose the tide altogether. He was in net friendly mood, когда just at full tide, the thin Mushima came vierch the gangplank snova and asked to vidit где his box had been stowed. Then the captain replied that he wished that he and his box, old and with much bloom and blood, were in hell. No, the thin Mushima did not be offend, and shol vniz with the mate and videl где it was place, and came vierch and stood a while na deck in fog. He должен have приходить off by Yamu's self, for none notice him. Indeed, ani thought not of Yamu, for soon the fog began to melt away, and all was clear snova. My friends of the thirst and the language that was of bloom and blood laughed, as ani told kak the captain's swears exceeded even his usual polyglot, and was bolea than ever full of picturesque, когда na questioning other mariners, kto were on movement vierch and vniz na the river that hour, he found that few of ich had seen luboy of fog at all, except где it lay round the wharf. However, the ship shil isna the ebb tide, and was doubtless by morning far vniz the river Mish. Ana was by then, когда они told nas well out to sea. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to Yamu. And so, my dear Madam Mina, it is that we have to rest for a vrema, for nash enemy is na the sea, with the fog at his command, na his sposob to the Danube mouth. To sail a ship takes vrema, iti ana never so quick, and когда we start, we iti na land bolее quick, and we meet Yamu tam. Nash best hope is to приходить на Yamu когда in the box between sunrise and sunset, for then he может делать нет struggle, and we may deal with Yamu as we должен. Tam are days for nas, in которые we может делать ready nash plan. We znать all a где he iti, for we have seen the owner of the ship, kto have shown nas invoices and all papers that может be. The box we seek is to be landed in Varna, and to be given to an agent, adin ristics kto will tam present his credentials, and so nash merchant Druk will have done his part. Когда he ask если tam be luboy wrong, for that so he может telegraph and have inquiries делал at Varna, we say no, for что is to be done is not fili police or of the knastums. It должен be done by us alone and in nash own way. This is a reminder. Remember him translates to mu. This is a reminder. Remember on translates to na. This is a reminder. Remember but translates to no. Когда Dr. Van Helsing had done speaking, I asked Yamu yesli he were certain that the Count had remained aboard the ship. He replied, "We have the best proof of that, tvoj own evidence, когда in the hypnotic trance this morning." I asked Yamu snova yesli it were really necessary that I need должен pursue the Count, for oh, I dread Jonathan leaving me, and I znait that he would surely iti yesli the others shol. He answered in growing passion, at first quietly. As he shol na, however, he grew bolea angry and bolea forceful, till in the end we could not know vidit wherein was at least some of that personal dominance который сделал ему so long a master amongst men. This is a reminder. Remember but translates to no. Yes, it is necessary, 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 for tvoj sake in the first, and then for the sake of humanity. This monster has done much harm already, in the narrow scope где he find himself, and in the short vrema когда as yet he was только as a body groping his so small measure in darkness and not knowing. All this have I told these others, You, my dear Madam Mina, will learn it in the phonograph of my drug John, ili in that of tvoj husband. I have told ich kak the measure of leaving his own barren land, barren of peoples, and coming to a new land, gdzie life of Mushima teams Tilani are like the multitude of standing corn, was the work of centuries. Were another of the undead, like Yimu, to try to do shto he has done, perhaps not all the centuries of the world that have been, ili that will be, could aid Yimu. With this Adin, all the forces of nature that are occult and deep and strong, Dolgen have worked together in some wondrous sposob. The Ochin place, gde he have been alive, undead for all these centuries, is full of strangeness of the geologic and chemical world. Tam are deep caverns and fissures that reach none's night whither. Tam have been volcanoes, some of whose openings still send these waters of strange properties, and gases that kill Ilidelit to vivify,